Hello, fantastic first graders, and welcome back to Wit and Wisdom in Sync. I'm Tanisha Spears, and I am so eager to get back to our learning today. But before we get started, let's make sure you are ready for the lesson by gathering your materials. For this lesson, you will need your copy of Waiting for the Biblioburl, if you have one, your Wit and Wisdom in Sync journal, and a pencil. Pause the video now if you need to gather your materials. We have already had the opportunity to make observations about what we notice and wonder about waiting for the Biblioburl. And today we will be thinking about this question. What is happening in this text? Specifically, we'll be thinking about what is happening in waiting for the Biblioburl. And as we revisit sections of the book, we are going to begin to organize our thinking on what is happening in the text by learning more about the characters, the setting, and the problem and resolution in the story. Think for a minute. What are characters? I know, that was an easy one. The characters are who the story is about. Take a look at the symbol or the icon on the screen. I bet you remember that. That's the symbol that we use to represent characters. So as we are rereading sections of the text today, I want you to keep this symbol in mind. It will help you track the characters in the story. Now, I have a challenge for you. I want you to think about the characters in the story. Do you remember all of the characters? Tell your learning partner, who are the characters in the story that you remember? Okay, let's see if your characters match what I have. Here are the characters that I have from the story. I have Anna, Poppy, Mommy, Brother, Teacher, and the Biblioburl. Did you identify all of those characters? I bet you did. Over the next few days, we are going to be working on a story map. The story map will help us organize our learning so that we can identify what is happening in waiting for the Biblioburl. As we work on the story map, these symbols will help us identify specific elements within the story. The first element we think about is the characters. I wonder, as you were thinking about the characters, is there a character that you saw or heard about the most in the book? I know there was for me. What character did you identify? I identified Anna. Anna is the main character, or the most important character, because we see her the most. So I'm going to add a circle around Anna on the story map because she is the main character. Now that we've identified the characters and the main character in the story waiting for the Biblioburl, we are going to identify the setting. Now remember, the setting is where and when the story takes place. And just like we have a symbol for characters, we also have a symbol for the story map for setting. And that's the symbol you see on the screen. Okay, now you know the characters, you know the main character. Let's get into seeing if we can identify the setting. Okay, so we're going to practice looking for the setting together. So let's look back to page 2. And as I reread page 2, I'd like you to point to the setting on the screen that matches the words. Are you ready? On a hill behind a tree, there is a house. In the house, there is a bed, and on the bed, there is a little girl named Anna, fast asleep, dreaming about the world outside and beyond the hill. I bet you pointed to the house, and if you did, you'd be correct, because that is one of the settings in the story. Anna is sleeping in her house. Let's look at a few more pages to see if there are any other settings in the book. So at night, on her bed in the house on the hill, Anna makes up her own cuentos and tells the stories to her little brother to help him fall asleep. She tells him stories about make believe creatures that live in the forest and the mountains and the sea. She wishes for new stories to read, but her teacher with the books has gone. I wonder, did you point to the bed? I'm sure you did, because we read, so at night on her bed in the house, on the hill, Anna makes up her own stories. So we know that her bed is another setting. Let's keep going. Who are you? Who are they? The children ask. The man says, I am a librarian, a bibliotecario, and these are my bureaus, Alpha and Beta. Welcome to the Biblioburo, my biblioteca. But senor, Anna says, I thought libraries were only in big cities and buildings. Not this one, says the librarian. This is a moving library. Then he spreads out his books and invites the children to join him under a tree. Ah, did you catch that setting? I'm sure you did. Under the tree. So I'm sure you pointed to the tree on the screen. Now let's take a
Good job, friends. You just identified the main character and the setting of our story, Waiting for the Biblioburo. I want you to take a minute to take a break. Pause the video. Actually, it will pause for you because I'm going to stop it. But I want you to get up, stretch, do some jumping jacks, walk around for a minute, get a drink of water, and come back to part 2 when you're ready.
look at the story.
That's not what I wanted. Sorry, first grade. Hold on one second. Don't stop. Figured it out, first grade. Sometimes we have to keep trying until we get it right.